Hey you guys, so regarding my video about hiring staff in Mexico, I went to the interview with this girl. Everything went well, very great. And she brought her tablet and showed to me everything that she's actually doing for this other company where she's working. She's on a full-time basis and actually she is in charge of customer service. So I wanted to share with you some of the information regarding costs of employment, if anyone will be interested in that. I thought it was very interesting. She is working from 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with 1 hour break for a meal at 3 p.m. As I previously mentioned in my videos, or haven't, our meal time here in Mexico it's quite different from China, let's say, or elsewhere, even USA. We have the main meal from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., which is considered our lunch. We don't call it lunch because lunch is more like in between breakfast and that meal. So it's more like just comida, like big meal. So usually companies or businesses will have a break from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It depends really from business to business. Usually, or if it's in the countryside or in the past, the physical shops used to close from these hours, so for the staff to have a break and go back home or go to eat. But since globalization, of course, and businesses going somehow international, if it's like an online business, it can happen that still there is someone to answer your questions. Although this girl is working as customer service and she told me she does have a break from 3 to 4 p.m. She will be offline. So if she receives any messages regarding the products that she's selling and questions, whatever customer messages, she will leave them and will be answering to them after 4 p.m. So yeah, in this time, staff will be having a meal, and after 5 p.m. she will be off. This is somehow common, but there are so many other businesses that also are working till 6 p.m. This is like a normal time work frame for Mexico from 9 to 6 p.m. And some companies will give 1 hour break or 2 hour break, either from 2 to 4 or from just like her schedule at this very moment, which is from 3 to 4 and going off at 5 p.m., right? Which is almost the same that if you will extend it to 6 and you will give the staff a break from 2 to 4. I used to be helping my aunt in a physical store in another state, and they will be closing also from 2 to 4 p.m. and they will reopen like physical business 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So this is usual business hours in Mexico. I recently went to Australia and I have to tell you that I was very surprised at business hours there are so crazy. Like when I went to the mall and I saw that shops will be closing at 5 p.m. I was like amazed, like wow, people is not shopping after 5 p.m. That's crazy. Usually here is the most crowded time because people go off work and will go to the mall to have fun, to shop, to have coffee, to go to the movies, etc. Okay, we will have another video for that. But as I was saying, this girl is working from 9 to 5 with a break from 3 to 4 from Monday to Friday, off Saturday and Sunday. This is very important for you here watching, maybe some Chinese listeners or elsewhere. Let me know in your countries which are the working hours, official working hours. And the most peculiar thing is that although the business is online, like she is helping someone selling cups, I believe he is somehow a CEO who has a factory here in Mexico because the cups are so very cheap, like 11 peso, which will be about like half a dollar, something like that. Yeah, 50 cents from that on up. And they sell retail and wholesale. So although the business is online, I was very curious on how this businessman or overall the business manager, wouldn't allocate another person to be answering during the weekend or during off hours after 5 p.m. or during like mealtime, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Because, I'm used to the Chinese way, which we will leverage or get advantage of all the time that is possible. And if we have messages, we will usually be tempted to answer them in non-business hours. I believe you know what I say. And I mean, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. When I was in China, I will get the WeChat of these market sellers. Of course, it's a different kind of approach because in that regard, she is not a salesperson per se or a customer service assistant. So in a way, she is usually these women that are allocated in the danko, like small cubicles in Huachanbei market as sales staff, right? But once you get their WeChat, you can weigh them, like WeChat them anytime, and they will be back, like they will give you an answer ASAP. Like seriously, there will be not such a wait as, wow, it's 8 p.m. I'm not going to answer that message. I'm going to wait until tomorrow after 9 a.m., which is like official business hours. So this really amazed me that I could WeChat them 9 p.m., 11 p.m., and they will be still answering me. Even there's just one salesperson in that precise spot. So, as I was saying, although this business is just pure online, they will not search for any other customer service assistant, just her. And she will be telling me like all the messages that we receive during the weekend, I will just answer them until Monday. So for Chinese mentality is like, wow, you're losing on clients. Seriously, you have to close deals as soon as the message arrives. You have to like go straight onto business and send them the link or ask them to pay, right? It's not like you wait 2 days after and you answer them. Anyhow, this is how they are working, the modus operandi and the process of her schedule. I mean, the timing of her schedule. And the most important part is that the salary for her is like a fixed quote on a, here in Mexico we pay every 15 days. It's called quincena, every 2 weeks. And for her is 5,000 every 15 days, which makes it Iwan Bisuo, or like 10,000 peso a month. This is a basic, how to say, home office salary. I've heard other friends also hired staff and they're also paying like from Iwan to Iwan, which means like 10,000 to 15,000 peso a month for home office full time. So at this very moment, she's doing full time at home. And from 9 to 5 with 1 hour break from Monday to Friday. What are your thoughts regarding this salary? Is it accurate? I mean, is it, I cannot say expensive or cheap because we don't know how good is her service or how good of a closer she is to make more sales. Although she also mentioned me she would like to have bonuses, but there so far the boss hasn't offered her bonus yet. And therefore she's quite discouraged about that because also that doesn't promote the sales staff to make bigger sales or more sales or, get the clients to buy more or get more clients to buy because you have somehow an incentive that you're gonna earn some money. In China is that way. You have a low salary, a fixed low salary, usual for sales staff, and you must have a commission upon sales, like tariff or percentage. So what percentage will be like fair for you in your countries to give, as well as salary for a full-time sales staff that is operating for these business hours during these days of the week? Let me know in the comment section. Let's all learn about each other countries. And I just feel like here it's quite a pity that a lot of businesses are not leveraging on getting more staff for the weekends or for the break times or for the after hours during night shifts. I have a client who is like a multimillionaire. He does it really well, so I'll tell you that story in the next video, how he leveraged from having sales staff 24/7. Like, seriously, why you are not making that happen? Whenever we had the physical store, you can really understand that, because physical stores cannot open 24/7. But if it's an online store and the staff is working at home from, let's say, the city or other state, whoever is working from home office, like remotely, it's possible. But still, people are people here in Mexico are still having that mindset of like working hours are from this to these hours, and off hours are from this to these days, like off, like Saturday and Sunday are off, mealtime it's off, after 5 p.m. we do not work. And yeah, customer service here sometimes can happen, although people is very friendly, and if you get to have someone that is very charming and have great attention for you and your orders, that's great. But if it's not the case, it might be that they are not paying them upon commission per sale, so they just answer if they feel like it, or just let you wait if they feel like it, because the salary will not, them making the sale will not make a difference for their salary, right? It's just a fixed number every month. So this is a big problem that I see here, and a big opportunity as well. What do you guys think? Sales, staff, and customer service, I believe it's what makes China a superpower besides the technology and everything else. So give this video a thumbs up and see you on the next one.